to make, and it's a great way to use leftover jars. So I buy this peanut butter, which is my favorite peanut butter. It's by the brand Bega, but it's their 100% nuts range, so it's completely nuts. It's got no added oils or sugar. It has a little bit of salt, but that's it. And it comes in this really nice glass jar. So what I do is once I've finished it all, I make sure that I get every last bit out, and then I clean it thoroughly. I put it in the dishwasher as well. And then you get to this stage. And then what I do is just peel off the label, and now you have this really nice plain jar, which is perfect for jams and spreads. So that is what I'm using for these 3 spreads today. I'm really passionate about sustainability, and I'm trying to reduce my waste. So it's a really great way to use up those leftover jars that you have at home. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you do, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you're gonna try out any of these recipes. And if you haven't already, or if you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button down below if you wanna see more content. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so also click the bell notification if you wanna be notified of that. And with all that said, let's get straight into the video. Here are all the ingredients you will need for these recipes. I will put the exact ingredients in the description box below, so check that out if you want to make any of these recipes. So today we are going to start off with a rhubarb compote. So first up, you want to cut off the leaves of the rhubarb because they contain an acid which should not be consumed in high amounts by humans, so don't eat that. Whilst the leaves may be toxic, the stem of the rhubarb is highly nutritious. It contains a lot of different types of antioxidants, as well as vitamin K and calcium, and it is a great source of dietary fiber. And fun fact, if you didn't know already, rhubarb is a vegetable, so getting your veggies in. Now we are going in with 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. This is the sweetener for this compote, and it is not the sweetest compote in the world. So if you are a big sweet tooth, maybe add a bit more maple syrup or some added stevia or sweetener here. Then we are going in with some spices. I like to use some cinnamon, some ginger, and a little bit of nutmeg. Then we add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract or paste, and stir that all together. We are also adding in half of a small lemon juiced. This is optional, you don't have to add this in if you don't like lemon, but I just think it adds a nice element to it. So you just want to let that cook down for about 15 minutes on a low to medium heat. So while that's all cooking down, we're going to get started on the raspberry jam. This is so easy to make. I did not realize you could make jams so easily, but the secret ingredient here are chia seeds. Anyway, we're starting off with 3 cups of frozen raspberries. I like to use frozen because it's a lot cheaper than fresh raspberries, especially in Australia. Raspberries are very expensive, but frozen raspberries you can buy relatively cheaply. Then we're going in with 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half of a lemon juiced. So it's actually very similar ingredients to the rhubarb compote, so really these recipes are just so easy to make. Raspberries are a great fruit to include in your diet because they have a diverse range of antioxidant and anti-inflammatory phytonutrients. They are also high in vitamin C and vitamin K, as well as minerals such as manganese and copper. And again, they are a great source of fiber. The last step for this is to add in 3 tablespoons of chia seeds, which are a great source of omega-3s. So in the beginning, this won't really look like a jam, but once it is set for a few hours, it gels up because of the chia seeds. So you want to leave that for a while we move on to the salted caramel. So to start off the recipe, we are using 2.5 tablespoons of coconut cream. So I had some coconut milk that I had in the fridge for a couple of days, and the cream had separated from the coconut water or coconut milk, so I just scooped out the cream. And then I added to that 3 tablespoons of maple sugar. So this is just happened to be the sugar I have at home, but you could just use regular brown sugar or coconut sugar. any type of darkly colored sugar because that will help with the caramel flavor and help it to look a bit darker and more caramel-like. Then I just add in a little bit of salt. This is optional if you don't want it to be a salted caramel, but I love salted caramel, so I added in about a half a teaspoon, I'd say. And to be honest, this sauce tastes so good as it is. You could use this to drizzle over like an apple crumble or ice cream or something. But I wanted to add in the dates here to bulk it up and to make it more nutritious because sugar and coconut milk is not the healthiest thing to eat. Anyway, so here I'm just putting about 8 dates into a bowl and topping that with some boiling water. And just leave that to soak for a couple of minutes depending on how hard your dates are. This just softens up the dates and allows them to mix in with the sauce a bit better. So as you can see here, dates contain a lot of antioxidants as well as being high in potassium, manganese, magnesium and copper. They also contain vitamin B6 and iron and are a great source of dietary fiber. So adding in these dates really boosts the nutritional profile of this salted caramel. So once you've de-pitted the dates, you want to add them into the caramel sauce and mash it down like you would mash bananas or mashed potato. And then I just added in a bit more salt because I like mine a bit more salty, but definitely taste it and see what you think. And that's literally it. It's such an easy recipe. All of these recipes are actually so simple. I wouldn't have thought by looking at these that they would be so easy to make, but they really are. So I highly recommend giving them a go. And now it is time to put everything in its jar. So we start off with the salted caramel date paste. It actually tastes so yum, guys. I can't explain to you enough how good this is. It's so easy to make as well. You just want to put it into your jar like so, and then put a little lid on, and then you store it in the fridge. So now I am putting the rhubarb compote in. As you can see here, there are still some little kind of clumps, so you just want to pat that down with the spoon and then it becomes more stringy. I still like it with some little bits here and there, but I do like to just stomp it down a bit with the spoon so that it's a nicer kind of texture. And you just put that all into your glass jar. Now finally, the raspberry jam. So as you can see here, it is still quite runny, and that is because it has just been in the pan for about 10 minutes. But what you want to do is put that in the fridge for a few hours before you eat it, because then the chia seeds will soak up all the liquid and be delicious. And that's it. There you go. 3 simple spreads that you can make really easily at home and use up some of those leftover jars that you have sitting around. So it is now the next day, and I wanted to give you a quick taste test because these jams and spreads actually, I think, taste better the next day. I mean, the salted caramel one tastes great from the get-go, but the raspberry chia jam, it actually takes a few hours to kind of set. Initially, it's a bit runny, but after the chia seeds get time to soak up all the juices, then it becomes more of a jam-like texture. So I'll show you a close-up of that, and I'll taste it. It's really yum. So personally, I like the amount of sweetness that's in this because the raspberries naturally have a sweetness to them, but if you are a big sweet tooth, I would suggest adding a little bit more maple syrup or other type of sweetener, maybe add in a little bit of stevia as well, because it's not super sweet. And I'm pretty sure that is the same for the rhubarb. Yeah, so the rhubarb, again, it isn't super sweet. The rhubarb is actually a vegetable and it isn't really that sweet. So if you are a big sweet tooth, maybe add in a little bit of stevia or a little bit more maple syrup. But for me, I like things not too sweet, so it's perfect. I guess it's just your personal preference. Give it a go. Maybe try it with this amount of maple syrup, and then if you think it's not sweet enough, you can always make it again with a little bit more. And then, finally, guys, this is literally so good. It's like heaven in a jar. I've already had, like, you can see I've already had half the jar in like a day. Well, not only me, so like my boyfriend had some too, but I can't express to you how good this is. Like, it's seriously amazing. I've actually decided that I'm going to make this into a caramel slice later in the week. So I'm going to make a biscuit base, then this as like the middle layer and a chocolate layer on top. So excited. I will let you know how that turns out and maybe make a recipe video for it if it goes really well, which I think it will. Okay, so I just wanted to show you really quick before I go what you can use these for. So the salted caramel one, as I said before, you could make it into a caramel slice, or you could put it in a smoothie. It makes the smoothie like have this really delicious salted caramel flavor. Or you could use it in porridge. That's what I've been doing because it just gives the porridge just this delicious flavor, and it's so yummy and gives it that added sweetness. With the jam, you could have this on toast. You could have it with scones. I made vegan scones a couple of weeks back and I used this jam on them and it was super good. My whole family liked it. And you can also have it on porridge. I will link up here my last what I eat in a day video. Was it my last one or the one before? Anyway, I used this. I think I made a lamington porridge, and I also made a peanut butter and jam PB&J porridge, which is super yum. Probably gonna have that now after filming. And then the rhubarb one, so I've made a similar filling. I just added in chopped up apples and made that into my apple rhubarb crumble. You can also have in porridge. You could have it basically however you would have a jam or a compote. Like, I don't know, people eat it with like cheese and stuff, but I just have it on porridge because it tastes so good. Let me know what you use your jams and compotes for. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know what was your favorite recipe down below. I hope you have the best day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.